This is the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver. Aaron is a huge fan of country music star Eric Church and is a member of his fan base, the Church Choir. Aaron has attended and continues to attend as many shows as possible, and along the way, he meets some incredible people. Each week, he'll introduce you to a fellow choir member, and together, they will share their awesome stories and life adventures. It's time to meet one of them right now. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your host and choir director for the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast, Aaron Shriver.
I really hope that worked again tonight. What's up, everybody? All right, week 3, we're here. All right, everybody rolling in, nice. So I think we got our special guest on. I hear some noise in the background. Oh, I see his face going on. We're gonna bring him on in a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is, well, first off, welcome you guys. I'm excited tonight. If you can't see, I'm already jumping into tonight's show. I got my buddy on, Corey from Carolina. So when I started planning this, he was one of the first guys. I'm like, dude, we got to get you on right away. We have some stories to talk about, to share. We don't have as many crazy fun ones, but if our special guest can hear me, hang on. You're going to come on. I hear you in my headphones. He had no time to prep. He just logged on right away. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do a new segment. I got a crazy little few seconds here. So this past weekend, we were back. Yeah, there you go. Eric was back in Green Bay. So every week when there's a show, I want to start having what I call is 5-minute wrap up or a 5-minute review. I got a special guest tonight that's going to come on and kick off our first week. Oh, they're all saying they heard no opener. All right, guys, sorry. Oh well. You can hear me now, but here's our special guest. You can see a little thing. We're going to come on over here. We're going to bring him live. You guys are ready? Yeah, I know. All right, guys. We are bringing live Mr. Greg Spencer. He's going to have his own podcast coming up. But this past weekend, Green Bay was kind of your town, dude. What happened? Give us what's up, man.
Hey, I put this one on because I look like a dope when I met Eric with this stupid hat on. I don't know if y'all can see it. I'm actually sitting here at the Club 1175. Sebastian Bach, or whatever the hell his name is, Skid Row is going to play her tomorrow night. Anybody in the area, but they were pimping that out. Johann Sebastian Bach, or whatever his name is, from Skid Row, is here tomorrow. I still haven't got my voice back completely. I don't know about you, but it was a hell of a weekend, man.
Well, you got to tell us about it. So we were on each other opposite sides of the pit on each night, but Friday night you had something really cool happen to you. You actually dropped this picture. I'm going to show this picture real quick. You dropped this picture to a few of us a little bit before showtime, so you kind of gave us a little bit of a hint.
So when they announced the second leg, we decided, we're like, hey, man, like they hadn't come out with the Packers regular season schedule. We didn't know if it was going to be a home game. We're still waiting to see, but we're like, it's going to be early in the season. So we're going to get some jerseys made. And if I was more rich, I would have got jerseys for the entire band. But we just wanted to make sure Eric and Joanna got one. So we also picked one up for Driver because we found a authentic Donald Driver one on the way up. And I'm like, well, he should have this one too because Donald Driver's a Packers legend. And we gave that to him on Saturday. But that was the plan.
Well, the Driver one was easy.
Yeah, that was with you. That was cool. Like, we didn't know what they were going to do with them. We didn't know if they were going to, sign them, give them back, if they were going to keep them, or if they were just going to throw them on the bottom of the tour bus. It is what we're just going to try because we're going to make it cool, get the crowd pumped up. Maybe they come out and put them on, but it was magic, dude. It was so cool. I was drastically overserved on Friday, so I had a little bit of a fuzzy memory on that one, but them coming out playing, getting the Go Pack Go chant going, and even you as a Bear fan, you got to admit that the man looks pretty good in that jersey, man. He looked pretty sharp. If it were a week prior playing in Chicago, I'd have said the same thing about a Bears jersey. It would have been cool. Like, he's in Chicago. They're playing the Packers playing the Vikings on Sunday. Like, let's get him these jerseys.
Perfect.
He put them on. It was cool. It was cool, but. The coolest thing is on Saturday, my kid brother got engaged, and we went up to my place up north, and we went up there and they did it. They didn't want to do it at the church concert, but they did make a sign, and it said, it was like a checkbox sign. It said, Friday Night Eric Church, got engaged, checkbox, Saturday Night Eric Church, and then bottom box was play Heart Like a Wheel. Well, he had done that on Friday already, so I was like, well, we can't really hold out hopes, but we're sitting there waiting for my wife to get there on Saturday because she had the 4th ticket, and all of a sudden, an old buddy of mine from high school who we met up with in the parking lot, we're just having a few beers, he says, Greg, get back here. I thought something happened. He was with his kids and his family. I was like, oh, no, what happened? I turn around, and he's sitting there with Eric Church, and I'm like, what the hell? Eric's got this big grin on his face. I saw Marshall. You got to love Marshall, man. And I gave Marshall a hug first. I'm like, dude, I haven't seen you in years, you know. And Eric's just got a big smile, and he's like, well, how do I always find you? And it's like, I was like, man, I don't know. And that's the photo when we're giving hugs. And that's my buddies. I know him since I was 6 years old, and he just wanted to bring his kids. His name's Jake, and Jake wanted to have something cool happen for his kids. He's like, he dropped $1,400 for the cheap care seats. And he's like, I just want to get their boots. He was right on the corner.
They posted the drive around. You can see them chase after you.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, stop. And so, and then he got. I said, Jake, if anything, I don't know what's going to happen tonight, but that was way cooler than any boot getting signed, man. That was something your kids are always going to have. So he was slapping hands. He was just so nice. He was talking to my wife for a couple minutes.
Did he at least thank you for the jersey?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I said, dude, those are yours, man. Those are for you guys. And we even bought another one. We're like, we don't know what he's going to do. Like, maybe he wants to sign another one. So we had another green one made, just like it was kind of like the China ones that you get, but we had that one made, and we're like, well, in case he wants to put it on, we're going to have it. And he didn't, but it was cool. It's like, we're just going to keep that one as a memento. But, on top of that, when he did that last song, he told, because my brother and his fiance had their set list, their little or their checklist, and he comes out and told them, he said, "Look, Heart Like a Wheel is not on the set list, but it's gonna be now." And the whole show, they're like, "Oh man," I'm like, "Hey," in my back of my mind, I'm like, I know this dude's memory. Like, he didn't forget about that. Like, but I'm like, you know what? He probably just forgot. It's okay. It's still a special weekend for you guys. It's still cool. Well, he comes back. It was the second to last song, man. It was an encore. I was like, dude, there's a video going around there. One of the guys in one of the Facebook groups had it out. It was so cool, man. It was just.
Well, they even talked about you guys talking about.
Yeah, they're talking about in the parking lot. Yeah, that was Aaron telling him about a show. Aaron was talking to him about a show that she saw him by herself down in Austin back in 2009, and it was it's Stubbs Barbecue. So,
cheers to Green Bay.
Cheers to that, man. Hey, that's good for a Bear fan. That was a great time. It was excellent. We had a hell of a time, and
you guys knew how to throw a party. It was a great time up there. We had a blast.
I'll tell you guys more. I'll tell some more stuff about you and Carla and all my favorites. But I'll tell a little bit more. Some funny stories in early October. But it was just, dude, it was a hell of a show. It was rocking. It was nuts. It was a nuts week. I'm so glad that they liked the jerseys. I'm so glad that they put them on and got everybody fired up, because that was all it was intended to be, was just get people jacked up, and it worked. So. It was a fun time. All right, man.
Well, I appreciate you joining us, and thanks.
And I'll be there with you live in a few weeks, right? Was that like 3-4 weeks, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do it live from the basement. It's gonna be a fun one.
It'll be good. Corey well, say hi to Corey from. I'll keep watching you guys, but I'm gonna log off of this thing.
Nah, man. We'll talk soon.
Sounds good, dude.
Bye. So that is our quick, that was like more an 8-minute review with Greg Spencer. The band is back. Green Bay this weekend was amazing. It was probably one of the coolest, welcome. Man, Green Bay crowds. I'm telling you, Wisconsin crowds are wild. They're crazy. They know how to drink. They know how to have fun when they do it. And it's just, it's always been fun in Wisconsin. So, but without further ado, I'm going to see. My intro didn't work. I wonder if this will at least work. You guys, I don't know if you can hear anything, but here he comes.
What's up, brother?
Mr. Corey, how you doing? Welcome, finally. I'm glad to have you.
I'm good, man. It's good to be here, brother. Thank you for having me on, man. This is cool, man. I appreciate you putting this together, dude. This has been the first 2 weeks have been kind of epic.
Oh man, we're gonna top the first 2 weeks. Oh, Carla was good.
I got this hat on for Miss Carla. I see she was rocking this the first week. So
Caroline, but now next week we got Lee coming. So you gotta. I mean, we got back-to-back Carolina. So I had a rock shirt tonight.
Yeah, Lee's gonna have the pictures for you, man. You know, Lee, she's a photographer. So you're gonna see some good pictures from her. I've got a feeling.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a fun one. I'm sure she's gonna have some stories to share about you next week. So
probably so. Most of them will probably be have a lot of alcohol involved on my side for sure.
Every time I went to any Carolina shows, there's always a lot of alcohol. Reminds me of Wisconsin shows a lot.
I mean, yeah.
That's the other 48 states need to step it up.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's the home state. You got to try to, turn it up a little bit.
There's Carla saying hi.
Hey, Carla. I miss you.
Jeez, we need to get her out some more shows. You too, man. Oh, Lori's saying there's her boyfriend. So.
Oh yeah, my girl down there. Hey, Lori.
So, what was your last show? Greensboro.
Yeah, a double down in Greensboro.
I think I had. Let's see. I think I had a photo. I don't know, man. I had all Greg's stuff loaded up, and then you popped in. So you got a meet and greet in Greensboro. It looks like.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
Look at that.
Lucky. Living right, I guess. Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lucky one next to Eric, though. Who was that?
That's the missus over there.
How's she doing? I want you to share what she's out doing right now with everybody.
So this
is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, her and my daughters are down at Sunset Beach. We've got a little place down there, and we just got hit by Hurricane Dorian. I mean, nothing like what the Bahamas got hit by any means, but there was not damage really to the structure of the place or whatever, but just a mess. There was a tornado there that morning, so they're down there actually cleaning that up. Trying to get everything right down there. They're actually getting out to the beach and enjoying themselves a little bit too. So it's not all work with no play, but
you get to hang out with me on a Tuesday.
I get to hang out with you on a Tuesday night, man. It's been kind of quiet around the house, so I can't, I'm not going to complain.
I'll tell you what, we were talking right before the show, and I said, "Tom, I'm like, I'm going to make sure I go eat something before we start, because right behind your head it says eat."
I know.
Anything before the show.
I got to figure out which way to move. So there's a big spoon beside it and a really big fork. So when I'm feeling hungry and I make some of that, North Carolina barbecue, like I made when you guys came down for that show, got to use that fork, man. Got to use that fork.
That was pretty good. That was good barbecue.
That was the first time I met Hardy. Was when he came over to that show. And
good old Hardy. I got something planned with him, man. He's coming on. He's gonna be my Christmas show. I'm gonna do theme shows. So I got some really cool theme shows coming up. So yeah, he's the Christmas show, and then our New Year's show. I was kind of trying to do a little bit of my New Year's show that I'm planning. So that's gonna be a fun one.
Rock and roll.
Wait till next year. 4/21/20. I got a really cool show. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna give it away who's coming on, but I got a really cool show planned for next year.
Yeah, we're gonna start a big thing and start doing a lot of like live ones when we get together for these.
Oh, dude, we gotta do a
show. Episode 1.
We'll do the page.
Yeah. 100.
So, how many shows have you been to now? I had a picture. Let's pull this one up.
103.
103.
That's 103 or 100.
Up there. Uh-oh. Where's this one? All right. Pulling these pictures up as we go. This one right here. This had to be Hold My Own tour.
Yeah, that was the second night in Nashville. That was
so your 100 and Tony and Janet's 100 the same night, same show.
The same show, same day, yeah. How epic is that?
So cool. Yeah, and then we had Caroline last week. She's coming up to 100. And then Carla's over. So there's a lot of people now. It's gonna be awesome.
Getting there, man. It's getting there.
So, I mean, honestly, of all the shows I've seen, 100 show, Holding My Own, second night in Nashville. I just think about, when I think about that show, I think it's 61 Days and Springsteen on there, and that's when I think about that show. So that's pretty damn cool, because that's like probably one of the most memorable shows.
Yeah, I was gonna say
100.
Yeah, that was when he did Springsteen and the lights were on, and you could look around the arena and you could see everybody in that arena being absolutely packed. I mean, I know you've talked about it before, man. You go to these shows now, and when you're either you sit up top where you can see everybody, or when you're down in the pit and the lights come on and you can turn around and you can see how full those buildings are now. Like there's something about that feeling that just
it's cool. It's
yeah.
Because we've seen the shows where there's been like 10 of us or 12 of us in a bar.
Yeah.
And now we actually, I mean, a lot of people will be like, "Oh, they're bragging." We're not trying to brag. It's just, it's cool to see the whole journey unfold with where he is now to where a bar of 12 people. So like people are like, "Oh, Shriver's not gonna sit all the way in the back of a stadium." Like, no, I am, because I want to sit back there and just see it all.
See it. Yeah.
So yeah, actually that was the night your 100th show. I was down in the pit for that one. So that was my lava lamp night. It's back here somewhere.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That was a hell of a 2 days. Man.
So we were trying to think. Oh, Carla says something about it's magical. I don't know what she's talking about, but whenever Carla mentions the words magical, I run. So we were talking about like where we first met, or the first show. We were thinking the first show could have been. What were we going with? Coyote Joe's, but I didn't have a picture of that. That was 2007. I'm trying to go through my pictures. I don't even remember the first show we actually hung out with, but it had to be that show.
Yeah. I'm sure. Well, I don't know. My memory is not that good. I don't know if this is your first show or not. How did you come across Eric Church? Like, what was your story? What led you to be a fan? Well, I grew up in North Carolina and had a lot of friends and stuff that went to Appalachian State and around there. If it was their senior, or whenever they were there, I'd go out there and party with them all the time. So I think Eric played Legends at App State in like maybe September of 2006, somewhere around there. Might have even been a little before that.
It's been one of the ones I missed early. I was around June of 2006 is when I got on board.
Yeah, it was somewhere around there. I can't remember the exact day. I want to say it was fall. And even before that, I'd have to actually talk to Joey, because I think I might have saw them when he was with Brandon when they were the Mountain Boys.
Yeah,
on Hickory. But I'm not 100% sure. But Joey and I have talked about that.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
It would have been cool to see him back then. If all you guys don't know, I used to have an image. I don't have any more, or it's buried. I don't know if I can find one. Back in the day, Eric and his brother Brandon were in a band around the North Carolina area called the Mountain Boys. They just play local bars, and Legends at App State was one of them. So there was a live CD floating around for years. If you're on YouTube, I did a video for Brandon when he passed a year ago. And there's actually what they call a Mountain Boys version of Danny's song by Kenny Loggins, I think it is.
Yeah. That
Eric and Brandon singing with a bunch of pictures that I took over the years, Brandon. So, so your first meeting Eric Church, or your first song, what was the first song you ever heard?
Pretty sure it was "How About You."
What are you saying?
That I remember. Oh yeah, so yeah, if it was State Fair 2006, then I'm pretty sure I was at that one too.
Okay.
Because I went to all the country. That was the thing to do around. That's the only thing to do around here when you go to a country show.
So how about you 2006 with a banjo? That was kind of odd to hear a banjo in a song in 2006.
Yeah, dude, but that's been epic. It has been epic. Because how about you was the first single from Sinners, right?
Yep.
I think it got up to like 14 on the charts, I believe. It was top 20. I think the first three songs. The first three got to the top 20, I believe. But it took a while to get a number one for a while, but yeah, first three were definitely top 20.
Trying to see. I don't have many early pictures that you sent. I got some fun ones for later, but I don't have many early.
You're holding out on me, setting me up.
I'm trying to find some good ones for you. Like I was digging. So I want to talk. I mean, I pulled up a couple. I'm going to pull up this one. I wonder if this is the only photo. We got to talk about this before we move on. This is the most recent. Well, not the most recent, but pull this one down.
Oh, boy.
I think this is the only photo I have of us. We were talking about this briefly. It's with the shirt I got on.
That's a shirt you got on.
Party. And so we went to this show a couple years ago. I traveled with Donnie and Jordan, and we met up with Corey in North Carolina out there. It was what, ECU, Eastern Carolina University. He was playing with Kid Rock. So Kid Rock was my Eric Church before Eric Church. Well, it was Billy Ray, Kid Rock, then Eric Church, but I don't really publicly say Billy Ray, but so but yeah, we went to this show and it was pretty cool, but it was probably the worst ranch show I've ever been to in my entire life.
Yes. I agree with you.
So if anybody was there, it was 2 or 3 years ago. It just popped up on my Facebook. But I'm trying to think. Like, it was just a cluster, the way they had everything ran with the VIP area. You're supposed to have like private bar, private bathrooms. It was honestly an hour wait to get one beer, and they only let you get one when you got up there. You had to get in line and get another one and wait another hour for another beer. So yeah, we were talking about, you're like, how do we get Pitt? I think it was Justin. Justin's going to come on after the first year. I'll have to ask him about this too, because I'm going to talk to Justin about a really crazy ride we had on the way home. So you probably remember a little bit about that, but it was trying to get home from this. I think that's why it probably made it. Well, I thought it would be my best show. It's probably turned into my worst show.
Oh no. Yeah, I remember the plane incident.
Oh yeah, we had a plane fiasco on the way home. We got on a plane. Where were we? We're Greenville. Was it South Carolina?
No, North Carolina.
It was Greenville, North Carolina. So they have this little airport there. We get on the plane like at 6 a.m. Oh yeah, Justin said there's fights in the beer line. It was a mess. But we get on this plane at 6 a.m. First thing I noticed when I walk in, I'm like, oh shit, Kid Rock's band is here. So everybody but Kid Rock was in this tiny little airport at 6 a.m. And if you can just imagine Kid Rock's band at 6 o'clock in the morning, it was really interesting. So I actually, there's a picture floating around somewhere with him, his drummer, and myself. And we got on this plane. The plane starts smoking. Like I said, when I have Donnie on after the first year, I'll go into it because the whole day to try to get back home was just ugly. But Corey came to the day and rescued us. And you had what you have. What was that? Bojangle.
The Bojangles, man. Yeah,
that's what it was.
For all you North Carolina.
Yeah.
I introduced them to Bojangles, which is a North Carolina staple for hangover food. Good old. It's supposed to be. I don't want to offend Carla and Laurie, but it's supposed to be like Cajun fried chicken and sides and stuff like that. But it's good stuff, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's somebody else said somebody. Yeah. Everything was just so bad. Well, see, Melinda, what happened? Everybody's saying security was terrible in the pit area. So. I had one. I mean, I hope it's not your local radio station. The radio DJ. First off, everybody that was in the VIP area where we complained, and we actually ended up getting pit. We got upgraded to the pit.
Yeah.
Well, then right before Eric came on, probably like 20 minutes, this radio DJ said, "Come on, everybody, fill the pit up." And then people started hopping the barricade, and just went crazy. And then they wouldn't let Eric take the stage until they came through and cleared everybody with wristbands out of the pit. It was the biggest. It was
what we call a shit show these days. That's exactly.
Yeah, I think they tried another one last year, but I don't know how that went or not. But
Blake Shelton headlined that one. I had no part of that.
Glory says she's tried Bojangles. It's good, but it ain't Cajun.
It ain't Cajun. It ain't that Cajun, baby.
We'll have Lori tell us about some Cajun. She's gonna be coming on. We have to push her back a little bit, but she's gonna be coming on. But yeah, but it's ECU. Eric came on. He killed it. One of the coolest things, and I gotta tell you that I'm jealous about you. Carlos, on you refill your glass.
You calling me out, Carla?
I need to refill mine. So I'm glad I used this thing. You can't see through and can't tell how much or how little is in here.
Funny,
But
Shriver and I are drinking the same thing.
this is actually a bottle I told myself I'm never gonna open it.
Never gonna. Don't you?
It's my holding my own bottle. It's the old Friend's whiskey bottle, but I drink it every Tuesday night. When it's empty, I'll figure out what I'm going to drink after that. But yeah, Lee, you're glad. But I'll tell you this. All right, Lee, you're on next week. You're North Carolina one. I'm jealous that you guys get to hear Carolina in the state of Carolina, because there will never be. I mean, him singing Carolina, and he did it early at ECU, and that's what was cool, because after that, I forgot everything, that all the BS that went on during the day.
Yeah. That was a good day.
But if you, no matter how many Eric Church shows you've been to, you have to hear him sing Carolina in the state of Carolina. The first time I ever heard it, I want to say, I don't think it was his high school when he played his high school, but I want to say it was Crawdad Stadium in Hickory. It was the first time I heard him play Carolina. Yeah. Like he put Fedora, and I think he closed with it, and it was.
He did.
There's a video somewhere of that.
I heard him. He played. It was. I know. Bill was there. It was. Might have been maybe 3 or 4 years ago. He played 2 nights for this festival, and the second night he came out and he did
the Carolina Roots Fest.
Yeah, the Roots Festival. That's exactly what it was. And he came out and he did most of the. I think it was the second night. A lot of it was cold as all get out. Like it was. Ooh. We had a meet and greet that night too, and man, it was real cold. And he played Carolina that night acoustic, and there weren't a lot of people there, but there was just something about it that was like it was magical. It was magical. It was he got deep, man. He threw a little extra soul into it.
I want to try to find a picture. When was Crawdad? You were at Crawdad Stadium, weren't you?
Yeah. Yep.
When was that? Do you remember what year?
No.
I want to find this picture.
From Hickory.
Yep, right here. September 2008. So I think it was shortly after Carolina dropped. But I have this picture, and I know it was during. Here it is, right here. It's the first one. Can I remember save it? It was during Carolina. It's probably one of my. Let me take mine off. I remember that's from Crawdad Stadium, but it was during Carolina, and Eric was just in the mood and just nailed it. I remember there was a little catwalk. He walked out to the end of the catwalk, and
man, look at that picture.
Yeah, I know it's one of my favorites I took. It's one of my favorite pictures I've had. But I remember taking it, and
moment right there.
During Carolina, I was just like, perfect.
Yeah.
That's Crawdad Stadium. That was the night of the bobblehead. We're all trying
bobblehead. Yeah. The bobblehead.
Yep. Carlos saying 2008. Oh, Will says the coldest concert he's been to.
That one. Yeah. The one you're talking about, that Roots Festival.
Yeah. Chris Johnson says, tell your wife she said hi.
Yeah, she keeps asking me, Chris, when she gets to go to another strip club with you. So I might have to arrange that next time.
There was a comment in here about asking about the strip club.
Strip club.
I passed that up, but someone said
that's for a Luke Combs podcast. That was a Luke Combs show that we all went to when he was in Asheville.
I don't know. Lee's either talking about me hearing Carolina at the Crawdad Stadium or that picture, one of the two, but it's probably hearing Carolina at the Crawdad Stadium. I got to find the video. I know there's a video, in this darn system that I run this thing on is going to let me play video one of these days. So, but yeah, I mean, if you had to pick one show that you've seen, which one just stands out to you and why? Like, I'm not asking what your number one show was, but like maybe your most memorable.
Most memorable in the grand scheme would probably be, and it might be a little early to bring this up because I know you want to talk about it a little later, but
we can bring it up whenever.
The most memorable would probably be that Center's 10-year show. that we did at Country Thunder up in Wisconsin. That one right there. Yeah. I mean, if you talk about the actual show and what enclaves all of the show, I would have to say that one. But if it's on stage performance, I mean, Eric was sick. I think we found out that weekend. So, the actual stage probably wasn't the best that we've seen or I've seen.
Bill says he has pictures. So I'm gonna have to have Bill on in 2020 and have him share these pictures with us.
All right.
So, but yeah, so around the time Sinners hit 10 years, there's a bunch of us. So we talked about a list back in the day of like people that signed up to early on the fan club and everything else. But we still talk. A lot of us still talk. We still hang out. We have a little group, just all of us, where we talking. But it's cool that we decided that all the originals were going to get together and just have a little reunion. We ended up having it at the house. We brought the old Sinners banner out. We made shirts. We just did our thing like we used to do. We had, I think, probably around 75 total people show up. I mean, that was choir members, guests. It was at Country Thunder. And the cool thing is the first show church played after Sinners release was Country Thunder in Twin Lakes. So it was like 10 years to the day he was playing Country Thunder again. So we all got to go and hang out. And I'm going to see what other pictures I have. If I have any more pictures. I didn't really take pictures that weekend. There's a video I know on my YouTube page.
Yeah, I don't think anybody. We were all so busy. Like, that's, part of the whole church choir thing, man. We were all so busy spending time with each other that it wasn't.
So we created that, and it was a little shirt and poster we all created. There's Tiff. Tiff came up. I mean, we had.
Yes.
It was a good time because we kicked it off. We had, I think it was Chief that played in the basement, down here in the basement. So we had that. We all kicked it off at a Cubs Brewers game at Miller Park for the first night. Some people came in for the first night for that. And then we had a cookout at my house. And then Eric played Sunday night, I think.
Oh, yeah. We all tried to go for I know Casey was with us. Who else was with us when we tried to go jump in late?
Another 3 day. You guys, you did something crazy one morning. I don't have a picture, but what did you do when you're up here?
Me?
Yeah.
You talking about jumping in the lake?
Yeah. You guys are nuts.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I can't remember who all you were with us because we went to breakfast.
I was filming it. I was the one that was still hungover. I didn't know how to hit record.
Oh, we were all hungover. That was probably part of the point of jumping in the water. But I didn't realize it was going to be like 33 degrees water. That was, woo. It was 80 degrees outside and the water was like 30. It was the coldest water that didn't have ice in it I've ever been in.
It was you, Shauna. I forgot who else. There's a group of you guys.
Marco. Yeah, Shauna, Marco.
Yep.
Casey.
Yeah, Crazy. We'll probably save that. Corey actually brought that up. We'll probably save that for when a certain somebody comes on. Yes, that was. I think that was the weekend. So, yeah, we rented a school bus. So the school bus full of sinners. It was kind of fun. There's some live video from the
bus.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Tiffany, I do have some bus videos somewhere, but I guess I can't play them. Yeah, it was. We really didn't have many. I had a buddy of mine. He came and filmed a little bit at the house during the show, during while everybody was playing and whatnot. But there wasn't many pictures. I think there might be one group picture I don't have with Eric at Country Thunder. Oh, here we go. This is gonna be a good one. I don't even have that. I forgot to pull that one up. Why didn't you tell me to pull that one up earlier?
Well, I figured you had that one, man.
No. Well, here. This is going to be sideways, though, isn't it? Yep. Never mind.
Okay.
Hey, we can look at it that way.
There's Jen.
So, yeah, you get the point.
Right.
But it was all of us on the bus. But, yeah, we all got together. Yeah, I could. Yeah, someone's asking to blow a bus pick. Let me see. Let's take.
The driver stopped. Carlos, yeah, I remember stopping at the liquor store on the way. That was a long ride. Man, that was fun.
Yes, sir. There you go. Yeah, we stopped at a liquor store. The whole bus stopped at a liquor store, but we took a big old bus. There's probably like 40 or 50 of us. You can't really see, but my son's down in the corner, and he was young. He wasn't on the bus. He just kind of came out to hang out. But that's actually the banner from the Sinners Like Me music video. So it doesn't come out often. If you're in Nashville this year, I did bring it out for a little bit. It's ready to fall apart. It's so frail. Yeah, somebody has to.
Hall of Fame, man.
Somebody has to. I can ever figure out how to just staple it to straight across the ceiling down here. Kind of cool.
We're at to laminate it first.
I want to. Funny story. I was looking into laminating it before not Bridgestone on Nissan this year because I really wanted to get it in. But I'm like, well, hell, if I laminate, how the hell am I going to get it in? But then I really don't want to risk trying to get it in because I don't want anything to happen.
Screw it up. Yep.
Sponsor. I have a picture, I think, of that, and it's probably gonna stick around.
Oh boy!
Until you and I go live. But yes, there is a story behind
Greg's butt cheeks. There is a big story behind those big butt cheeks.
Yep. So. But yeah, if you guys are tuning in, I am very excited to bring on my buddy Corey tonight. He is the original Carolina Center. I was saying. If you don't know what that means, back in the day, we used to have board names. So we would have our little members forum, you'd call it. And I was Shriver Diver. Carla was LA Church Girl. You were Carolina Center. We all had our little handles. That's what you call them back in the day. Oh, Jennifer's asking if that poster would fit. It would fit in a poster tube. No. I think it was pretty long. I know Carla was on here. I don't know the exact measurements. Well, yeah, it's fit in. It has fit in a poster tube. It's in a tube now, but it's a pretty big tube. Not one that you can just kind of hide away. But
big tube.
Corey here is one of the original, like I said, the original Carolina Center. He is one of the original members of the church choir, and I'm gonna go on. Let's see. I want to see where I want to go from here.
We went down that rabbit hole of the year for a while there.
Yeah, we did. We wanted to talk about the 10-year party.
Yeah, man, that was epic, dude. It's great.
We talked a little bit about it, and what's cool about it is like we're gonna talk a little bit more like when Lori wasn't there. When we have different people that come on. We did miss Lori that weekend. Here's one. This is one of my favorite pictures. You made it in. I think we shared this with Carla. But we'll share more about that 10-year party. And I'm hoping finally I can get somebody to talk about it. Maybe I can have video on this thing. CMA Fest. We've done some CMA Fest together. This is one of them here. I think I showed this video when this picture was Carla was on. Yeah. It's a big tubely.
Yeah. You got Jamie's beautiful smile over there. There's Jen, Carla. There's Tony.
And I saw Jen the other night in Green Bay. She's sticking her head in there.
Yep.
That was a quick one. So I got another picture of you to go with that one. That's give me one. So tell me about what we're doing. Well, that day, like some people weren't really, some people weren't really around the fan club back then. But he did something really cool before. This is before all the Jack Daniels parties. This was one of the first ones he did. Go ahead and talk about like kind of your day that day.
At the CMA Fest?
Well, just that fan club party he did.
That particular. Yeah, we hung out. Well, I know Andy, Mr. Andy Snyder would have the.
That's where I'm leading into.
Yeah, the suntan lotion bottles that just happened to be cinnamon suntan lotion that was good for your liver. And that was pretty much how we started the day until what time did the fan club party thing open? Was it like 3?
I have no clue. It was the actual trailer. It was at the tailgate this year from Nissan Stadium that Eric did. It's the Jack Daniels trailer. You'll see it go around every now and then at different events. But that was his fan club party one year. It was just kind of a giant meet and greet.
And that was the year of the slabs, right? Isn't that the year we got the?
Yeah, we got the slats. He just showed up and talked for 30 seconds, and we had one giant.
Tops.
Everybody got to walk through the Jack Daniels experience, and you got the Got your meet and greet picture right here with Eric.
Yeah. That was fun though.
That was before, yeah. It was a fun one. It was a quick one. It was just a quick fan club party.
That was a quick one. But I mean, hell, the Jack Daniels barrel slab is like, oh, okay.
It's probably one of the coolest gifts.
I had a hell of a time trying to fly that thing home.
I think I actually was it Carla's? I think I had to take Carla's or someone's home and I had to ship it. It was shortly after I started working at Uline. I had to ship it from Uline. I was able to pack it up pretty nice. So this is another one. We're gonna talk about these before we get into the more of the what happens when you drink cinnamon whiskey suntan lotion.
That day right there was another like great day, man.
I'm gonna take myself off. So this was another fan club party. This is
family reunion right there.
I think this was Jackson's first show. Yep. I was gonna say there's Jackson. This is the first time I took my kid to see Eric, which we'll go ahead and throw.
There's a video of that too, I know.
There is a video around there somewhere floating around. Well, if I can ever play it, but here we go. We'll throw that one on. So this was the Jack Daniels.
Look at how young Jackson is. Ooh.
Yeah, Carla's gonna jump the gun too. That is on our list.
We're getting to that one, Carla.
That is on our list.
That's coming.
Lori. There could be pictures there coming up. But so this is another
what to expect with me, I guess.
This year he gave away was it the mini barrels he had?
That was the year of the mini barrels, yeah. I didn't bring one. I don't have those down here with me.
It's around here somewhere. I don't know where.
I have the picture we got that year. I don't know if I know Lori's watching. Let me. I don't want to take. I know Lori's gonna have a lot to talk about, but.
Oh yeah, here we go. This is actually a really cool picture. Let me go ahead and bring you up.
Talk about her, Eric.
We kind of touched briefly about it last week, but yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool to get that picture. They were back in the day.
Oh, there's that darn eat sign again now. Yeah, so that was so back to the back in the pop-up days, well, they saw the pop-up store, but they have the black and white prints. Somewhere. I don't know if I framed it or I'm always changing stuff behind me, so I never know where anything is.
Because you have a lot of shit, dude. Not shit, but like good shit. You have a lot of good shit back there.
I did get rid of pretty much everything I had that was double. I finally got rid of everything over the years. I used to give away stuff, and normally if I buy something that's double, I'll just give it away.
You're a very generous man, dude. I do know that, and I know a lot of people know that. So
I have fun.
That's why a lot of people stand up for you when people try to say shit to you. So.
Yeah, I just have fun, man. I got a guitar pick Saturday night in Green Bay when I was leaving with Eric. So I just found the first kid I could find. Hey, there you go. So I do. There is one lady in the choir that I still owe a guitar pick to, and she knows who it is. I'm gonna get her one and give it to her. I think I still have one around here, but I'm actually gonna have her on the show next year, and we'll make sure I give it to her.
Let me know if you don't, man. I got a few of them I can take care of. Too.
Yeah, I promised somebody else can get one. All right, let's see. I'm going through my pictures. So everybody's jumping the gun. We're gonna bring up a really cool story. And we're gonna bring up. I think
everybody's jumping the gun like they know what's coming, man. Would you send out an itinerary for this?
No, well, I normally pull some of those first 75 I talk about. I normally pull some of them and get some dirty questions, but I didn't do that this time.
Oh,
I'll definitely. So if anybody has any really good dirty questions for my hot seat, I'm gonna do later with Corey. But if you have them for Lee, send them in because Lee's is gonna be a good one.
Lee's. Oh.
I've been thinking about Lee's a little bit. Oh, this is funny. I got to at least bring this picture up. Man, look at this.
Go see Lee, man, because I'm down. I go visit a club down at Old North State. She's in Troy, North Carolina. I'm not very far from there sometimes.
Look at this photo I snuck you back in the day.
Oh yeah. That might have been the
shirt,
same
man.
shirt
That has to be the first Eric Church shirt ever that you're wearing.
that I'm wearing. Yeah. So you know what? I've got it right here. So this, I know you've been to a lot of shows, but this
You got to show the back of that shirt.
may have seen more shows than any
Oh.
one single.
No. I took you off for a second, man. I clicked the wrong picture.
Yeah, no. So yeah, this is I'm pretty sure this is the first shirt. He signed it that third show right there in Greensboro. I bought this shirt from Marshall.
Yeah. Marshall was a merch guy.
Marshall was the merch guy. And I've worn it. I mean, that's probably like for a lot of shows when I showed up to meet, a lot of the church choir people, I just say, hey, look for the black and white Eric Church shirt.
Mm-hmm. No, that's how I remember you. I mean, every time I've seen you, other than the one picture I shared with Jackson involved, it's always been the black and white, old school, like 06.
I wore it to every show. I mean, it's got, I don't know what deodorant does to a t-shirt, but good gracious, the pit stains on that thing are epic. But
I don't doubt it.
It's tradition, man. It's tradition. Like, you don't mess with tradition. So
you don't. I mean, if you have one thing, I actually just retired my boots, and it was funny. Like Wheeler saw me, asked me. Oh, I think he was just trying to get me to buy some of these boots. He knows how bad I want them.
He's a good salesman. You gotta watch
out.
Wheeler,
he's just like, how do you wear flip flops in the pit? I'm like, I just don't even feel my feet, and I just want to be comfortable. So I kind of traded my boots in for flip flops at church shows now.
You're in places where nobody's gonna be. I'm pissing on your foot. So.
And if somebody is, then God help you.
It'll probably be you, right?
There's probably some stories out there about.
Yeah, I ain't get that deep. It's not that kind of podcast. So look,
too early in the night for that.
Yeah. Say, where are you about to go?
Look at this picture I just found. Hold on, I gotta upload this picture real quick. I'm trying to go through pictures as we talk about different events that we've had over the years. And I just found this one. Let me get myself out of there. Same thing, one of the choir parties.
The crew right there.
Look at that crew. That's an ugly looking crew. We're gonna get Tony on. I've invited Tony on, but with his work schedule, it's just hard for him to get on.
Yeah, I'll say you and I are probably the ugliest two in that picture, actually.
Yeah, Tony's in it. So, well, no, actually, Andy's in it.
Oh,
so
I didn't see Andy.
Andy's back there. Andy wins hands down. He'll be coming up soon.
Tony with the cowboy hat's just too sexy, man. You just can't mess with that.
And the shirt, dude, he always has the V-neck and like the 3 chest hairs that he actually has. It's like hanging out.
He just pulls it off.
You guys ever see Big Tony, man, with the cowboy hat in a pit? Just run up to him and just give him a hug.
Give him a damn hug for sure. Give him a hug.
Yeah. One hell of a guy. So this is what I want to talk about, and people were jumping on it. So we were talking about Andy a little bit, but
there it is.
Tailgates before CMA Fest. And one year, I was down there. I think it was this night because Jillian's in the picture. Let me go ahead and take myself off.
Oh, Jillian is there. Yeah, so that was yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because a bunch of us went in, and a few of you guys stayed outside.
Yep.
Take this one down. There we go. I'll put you down in the corner. We'll make that.
A few of us were out there.
Well, a few of you guys were, and then something really cool happened, but we're going to get to that.
Yeah.
But so he's Mr. Cinnamon whiskey in a lotion bottle.
Suntan lotion bottle.
They decide every year they're going to build a, what do you guys call it? Redneck stripper pole.
Yeah, that's what it started as. It started as a pole, and then we started, there were so many beer cans around that we're like, all right, well, let's make 2 poles, and then if it happens, we'll just make an arch. We'll just put it over the top. So before Eric ever made it to the stage, we ended up putting cans on top of each other, and our engineer wasn't very good because it didn't last too long, Mr. Snyder. But we duct taped the cans together and actually made an arch, and I have no idea how we got away with this. Like I don't know house
I
security.
don't have the whole arch, but you had an arch over the whole.
We ended up having that
married.
walk-in there.
You
had
could
an-
got married.
Yeah, it had an entire arch of beer cans going over the top of it, about 7 to 8 feet tall, covering both sides. I mean, it was a perfect arch. It only lasted for about 5 or 6 minutes before it collapsed. But that was
the year, Shauna, that Eric played Nissan Stadium for the first time. It was the first year he actually.
That was the first year. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah,
And they gave him the worst time slot. He played, well, not really. He played right after Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
So Taylor's last
cool.
song. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a closet Taylor Swift fan at times, but her last song, she starts playing acoustic Tim McGraw, just her and acoustic guitar, no band, nothing. She's playing Tim McGraw. And then she goes, ladies and gentlemen, Tim McGraw, and brings Tim McGraw out because that's the year that Highway Don't Care was huge. And the next thing you know, she brings out Keith Urban out. So now Eric has to follow Taylor, Tim McGraw, and Keith Urban just off that stage. I was like, okay, let's see how it happens here.
Yeah. Right.
But within 2 songs, everybody forgot about what just happened with Taylor Swift right before that.
Yeah. It didn't take long.
No, never.
Yeah.
Never takes long. So I'm going to go ahead and load up. So while I load up some photos and we get ready for our little hot seat, our little fun thing, I don't even know if any of this music's going to work since you guys didn't hear anything. You got to tell me about this photo. Right here. I'm going to take my shirt off.
Yeah, we were hanging out in the parking lot of CMA Fest that year. And
just after we all went inside.
That's after kind of like everybody that was going inside to the show was leaving to go get in line and go inside. And we were just kind of hanging out. We all kind of split up and went to the bathroom. We were kind of reconnecting. And I want to say it was Andy that it was Snyder that was coming back from the bathroom is like, hey guys, Thomas Rhett is coming over and he's going to hang out and have a beer with us. And he comes over and I'm like, what? Okay, Andy.
Whenever Andy says anything like that, you're like, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, Andy. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Tim McGraw is right behind him, right? Yeah. Okay. And no shit. I mean, not 30 seconds behind him. Here's Thomas Rhett. He comes rolling up. He's like, hey guys, how are you? He's the nicest, friendliest dude, man. I mean, he came, he shook all of our hands. He talked to all of us. He literally wanted a beer and he sat there and like talked to us and drank the beer. Like he wasn't like in a hurry. I mean, it was such a cool experience to like, I've got a whole new respect for him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even though like he makes music that a lot of people don't like or whatever, I love it. I mean, I think the dude's awesome. Especially what he's doing, adopting kids and all that stuff. I mean, I love him to death, but that you could tell he was going to be special from that day.
Well, sometimes you don't have to agree with someone's music to agree with who they are. And Thomas Rhett, I agree. I mean, I love his music. He's covering church on his tour right now. I mean, he's the type of guy that reminds you of stuff that church did back in the day and that church is doing once again.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
So just because you don't like someone's music, I mean, this guy is a stand-up guy. And it was just cool that, I mean, once again, like Lee said, Lee actually there's a cool picture Lee took. I'm going to find it for next week of me holding my boots up inside the stadium.
So
that's why, Lee, you walked away. So did I, because I walked with you. And
Lee,
we all went inside, and everybody else stayed outside.
Hey, so once this show gets big enough, Shriver, Lee needs to be the podcast like producer or whatever, like
graphic designer.
Yeah, you're the host. Like she can do the designing and the pictures and all that stuff. You know, she's.
I'm looking forward to next week too. Lee's gonna be a good one next week. Lee Caroline tells us to stop walking away. I know you just gotta stop walking away there. So all right, we're man, our hour is almost up already. See, these go by so quick.
All right, so can we do the turn the tables real quick?
Or do you want to do that? You want to do those before? Let me do my 60 seconds real quick with you, and then you want to do yours first?
It's up to you, bro. You're the boss. You're the boss, big man.
So Corey wants to turn the tables on me tonight and be a little quick host. So go ahead. Let's do yours.
Okay. Let's be fun. We'll do mine. All right. So
we'll do mine for a minute.
You know, Shriver's the head dog, man. We all love him. He's putting this stuff together, and he's given us the opportunity to tell our stories, and I just thought it would only be kind of respectful and kind of honor the big man to ask him a couple of questions just to get his story out there. So I got 4 questions. We can find them real quick, man.
Hey, you said there was only 3 earlier.
They're worth it. I had to sneak one in. I can't tell you everything, man.
Do I have to drop this voice on you?
I just gotta tell you, earlier we were BSing around, Corey and I, and he didn't know. Like, he actually was my pregame tonight before the show started.
Yeah, we hung out for a while.
I hear lightning playing through my headphones. It was the coolest thing. I walked down my basement. I hear this chilling rendition of lightning through my headphones. I didn't even have them on. They're on the table. I'm like, all right, it's gonna be a good night.
It's gonna be a good night, man.
All right, let's get your questions.
All right, you ready? All right.
Yep.
Favorite line from any church song? Line.
Has to be Gainin from Memphis, dude. Has to be. That's the name of the show.
Gotcha.
I have it tattooed.
Yeah.
You can see it. I have it. If no one knows, I'll drop the story really quick. So the first time I ever saw Eric was right outside Memphis, Tennessee. It was South Haven, June 2006, South Haven, Mississippi. And for some reason, Can't Take It With You has always been my favorite song. But Eric and I always had these cool times in Memphis and outside Memphis. That's why I try never to miss a Memphis show with Eric. And so back in the day, every time he played Can't Take It With You at a show and he got to the Gainin Fast on Memphis, I'd always get a point. He'd always just call me out in the crowd somehow. So it's just something that's always stuck with me over these years. And that's why when it came time, I talked about writing a book and I wanted to do that. That's why the name came out. But yes, long story short, that's why that's my favorite lyric.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Favorite moment of Eric's career?
There's been a lot of good ones. I mean, Nissan, but nerd tattoo moment. I have it 2012 Chief won Album of the Year. And I think still to this day is the day Eric finally got his first Album of the Year award. Has been my favorite moment because Eric has always said, and you've heard this for years,
yeah.
He doesn't make singles. He makes albums and he hopes for singles.
Right.
So he goes in, he wants to make a complete record, kind of like Pink Floyd and them used to make, where it can go from front to back. You can listen to the whole thing in order, and you kind of get it paints a picture in order.
Yeah.
And then he hopes something from that album comes out as a single. So I think when he finally won Album of the Year, I think that right there was probably the coolest moment. But I really hope it changes this December or November.
Yeah, that's cool. I put down because I answered the questions myself because I figured if I was going to ask you, I was going to answer them. And I had, the first time I heard that "Drink in My Hand" was his first number one. I was like, oh man, that's a game changer.
Yeah, a couple flirt with it. So no, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So favorite city or venue that you've seen the ECB?
That's tough. I mean, because there's a lot. It's really tough.
A whole lot.
I think you're gonna have that question come up. I think that was the one that we had doubled up.
That's okay.
I mean, it's hard for me to actually pick like a favorite city. Just because like there's different things. Like I said, Memphis with the Gainin Fast on Memphis, Carolina and hearing Carolina live. Right. Chicago, I live there. Wisconsin, because it's always a good show. It's just everybody's like, why do you go to so many shows? It's always the same thing. It's not.
It's never the same thing.
It's a different city. It's a different show. You don't. I mean, he's not doing the Mistress Medley no more. He's not really doing the audibles right now, and he hasn't really done those since the Gorge, but or before the Gorge. It's just like you get a different experience anywhere you go, and it's kind of hard to pick. Yep. But I gotta be biased with Memphis and Chicago has always been two of my favorites, just because it's home.
Yeah, I've never seen him at Joe's on Wheat Street, so that's things, man. I want to see him there.
It was.
I hear those shows are pretty epic too.
Anything at Joe's. I mean, Joe's Live is cool, but anything at Joe's on Weed. If you get to go see it, go to Joe's on Weed because you're gonna see a good show.
Yeah. All right, my last one. All right, full band or acoustic?
Arena or bar?
Oh shit! Tables on me. Let's go.
What?
Man, because I think I know what your answer is going to be. Whichever way I turn this one.
Yeah, it's just different situations. Like opening up Ascend in Nashville, the outdoor stadium. The way he did that acoustic setup in the Red Rocks was perfect.
Right.
But now when he got sick and he went out and played an entire arena acoustic, I saw him open up for George Strait. It was cool, but an arena acoustic, I just don't think he could reach the crowd the way he wanted to. But
probably not that large of an audience. You're right.
Yeah. I would give anything to see like a theater acoustic show with just Eric, nobody else. Just like Aaron Lewis for a while was doing like this 3-hour storytelling show where he would play songs that weren't even his. If people would call things out, he'd play it. Yeah. And I would give anything to see Eric for 3 hours just to sit on a stool. I don't want to say just play whatever, but you hear whatever, just call it out and play it. Just tell us stories, and that right there would be a cool show. But
yeah, that's kind of what I think of is like when you would see him like way in the early days before he had all these, the song legion built up, was he would cover a lot of songs.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude, he's so fucking good. He'd cover the songs and they would be better than the artists that originally recorded them. So it's just kind of like, oh man,
want to get to heaven.
Brain.
Whenever he did want to get to heaven, I'm like, oh God, why didn't he record this?
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, he would cover.
All right. Dude. You ready for mine now?
All right. Shoot.
Let's see. I don't know if you can hear this stuff. I don't know if anything's working. Do you hear that? Did you hear that music?
I did hear it. I don't know what it was, but I heard it.
I don't know if anybody else heard it. No, I'm glad you did.
Kind of fired me up. I'm ready to go.
This.
Bet she's gaining fast on
Memphis.
All right. So I'm going to put seconds on the clock. I really don't have a clock. It's just going to be like some background music. I got about 10 questions I'm going to ask you. We're running a few minutes over, but hey, whatever.
Do you have to pay any fees or anything?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
I mean, down the road, who knows? But right now, I think I was like 12 minutes over with Sweet Caroline. So if I run a few minutes over, hey, whatever.
Cheers, you guys.
It's not a party. Cheers. All right, 60 seconds. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Fire away.
All right, number one. Same question I ask every week. If you're on an island, what album are you taking with you out of all Eric's collection?
Carolina.
Nice. Pit side, Cease or Driver?
Driver.
Favorite Eric Church tour so far?
Oh, man. Me and Myself tour.
Oh, nice. All right. We talked about Kid Rock being my EC before EC. Who was your EC before EC?
Oh, shit. Aerosmith.
Oh, okay. Snake skulls or pot leaves? What do you prefer on your poster?
Pot leaves.
Best live Eric Church venue?
Lincoln Theater in Raleigh.
What was that?
Lincoln Theater in Raleigh.
Okay, that's a good one. All right, we got to 5. So, hey, that's good. But I'm going to ask you the other 5. That's good. I got pictures with a few of the other ones.
Right.
So, I have no clue what oh, yeah, here. This is a good one. This goes with the photo. I'm like, what did I write? Remember I told you earlier I was writing something? I crossed it out.
You're trying to surprise me with some shit, man.
Uh-huh.
Oh, my God,
yes. Karaoke song.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
And since we're already out of time and we're already out of 60 seconds, go ahead and tell us about this photo real quick.
Dude, so that was I was told from the buses to come and get you guys because we had no idea where you and Tony were at. And I walk around and like walk up through the back of the stage and there's a dude saying, hey, come here, they need you. And I walk around and you and Tony are standing there, and we walk up on the stage, and it's is it Saddlebrook, Chief? What are they calling them?
Yeah, whatever. Taste Tuesday. Taste Tuesday. Saddlebrook.
Saddlebrook. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Chief. Yeah. So those awesome dudes from Saddlebrook had us on stage, and we sang. Was it Jack Daniels? We sang that night with them.
Yep.
And there are probably a couple hundred people out there.
And there was a fifth of Jack floating around, and we got our own mic, and it was me, you, and Tony. We got to sing Jack Daniels.
Got to sing Jack Daniels with those guys in front of a lot of people, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think Trevor was wearing his 10-year party shirt. I think we were all wearing our 10-year party shirt. But by this time, we went from light gray to dark gray because it was really hot out that day.
It was really hot. Really hot. Yeah.
So, all right, we got to that question. Next one. Tar Heels or Duke?
Duke. Go to hell, Carolina. Go to hell. I know Church is a Carolina fan, but my beautiful wife went to Carolina, and I mean it's I got a lot of respect for him, but I was born at Duke Hospital, so
how do you feel about the Duke Sucks Cup?
I mean,
like if you were at an Eric Church show and he actually gave you a cup that says Duke Sucks on it and hands it down to you, what do?
I'm gonna give it to my wife. That way it stays in the house and I don't have to deal with it. But
good answer.
Yeah.
All right. Carolina barbecue or Memphis barbecue?
Carolina barbecue. Eastern Carolina barbecue. Because if you come inside Carolina, there's a Western and an Eastern Carolina. So I'm going Eastern Carolina whole hog vinegar-based barbecue.
If you're ever out in the Carolina way or area, look up this guy, and he got some really good barbecue.
Yeah,
we're not gonna tell Sweet Willie yet. We're not gonna talk about him. We'll talk about him.
He's got the barbecue sauce, man. Yeah.
You got the barbecue this year. He has the sauce next year. So we'll just put the two together eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever you brought to that cookout before the ECU, man, that was amazing. I know Donnie and Hardy, they'll all back me, but it was just amazing.
Yeah, that was so much fun, man. I love cooking. That's why I've got a big ass fork and spoon and a eat sign behind me. I cook all the time, every day.
Going through getting these questions and photos for the show, I always like to Facebook stalk people in a way and just look at photos over the years and find photos of things. And I think I came across a photo, and my last question on the 60 seconds hot seat was, true or false, do we or don't we have matching tattoos?
No shit. Do you have that tattoo too?
I have the Godsmack sign between my shoulder blades on my back.
We do. Oh yeah. Fuck. I forgot about that.
I didn't even know about it.
Yeah. I don't know how I forgot about that. I'm pretty sure we were fucked up when we talked about that. But yes. Yeah.
But yeah, I was going through your photos and totally got to see. Oh, you got it on your arm. Look at that. Mine's on the back.
Yeah. Yours on your back.
I did have my ex-girlfriend's name in the middle.
Talking about that.
Oh, so I did know about. I didn't know about this. I thought it was something I found when I was stalking.
We had. Yeah, it was. One of those. It was one of those.
So.
Yeah. So.
Well, if you're
we have matching tattoos, and that's not a gay thing or anything, buddy. But
no,
we have. Yeah.
You're actually the second person. No, you're the third or fourth person in the choir that I know that I actually have the same tattoo of. Or with, so that's kind of cool.
No shit. Of a Godsmack tattoo?
No. Well, I mean, a couple have this one on, and
now we're starting.
We'll save some stories for a rainy day. But if you're just tuning in, you're 9 minutes too late. We're 9 minutes over time. I got my buddy Corey from North Carolina hanging out with us. We are actually getting ready to sign off. You are getting a lot of misuse from Andy and Kara. Oh, yeah. You're gonna every Tuesday. I'm here for a year. You're not going to get rid of me every year. Actually, I look forward to Tuesdays now. So Tuesdays are always Tuesdays. Like, who wants a Tuesday?
You need to build this shit up so you can like fly us in on a helicopter where you can just all hang out and do a podcast.
Yeah. I'm just going to hang out. Next year, I'm getting some good confirmation for next year for some good. I got... Talked to one guy.
What are you trying to say, man? You started off pretty strong with the first three. Are you trying to say you're gonna?
I go bigger.
You know, do us.
I'll go bigger. Like I said, I think Susan Knox and Matt Wheeler are going to come on and do a show together after the first season. Mm-hmm. Wheeler and Knox.
I don't know why Wheeler doesn't put hearts on my sending things.
You just don't get a wow. I think he does wows a lot.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, I don't get the wow.
But they're going to come on and do a show together, and I got tons of invites out. I got maybe like 15 shows left to book for next year. So I'm actually looking forward to it. But I'm sad that our time has came to an end tonight. And podcast from Iowa. Kara, just come. You're always in. Kara was just in Chicago and didn't even tell anybody, but hey.
Oh, what?
Yeah, well.
Chicago, but I mean, I'm.
So, but thanks for hanging out with me, man. I really appreciate it. It's been a fun night.
I love you, man. Love you and the family. Y'all take care. Let's do it again, man.
All right, we will for sure. So, you have a good one, man.
You too. Hey, love you guys. Love you, choir.
Love you, man. So, guys, if you guys are just tuning in, that was Corey. Another one, 11 minutes late. Look at that. I don't even know if this. Well, if you heard that music, maybe you guys are going to be able to hear this. So, but thank you guys once again. We'll see you guys next week with Lee, another one from Carolina. Thanks again. Thanks for letting me hit on 1,000 likes too on my page. See you guys next week.
And fans of singer-songwriter Eric Church. Join Aaron again next week as he shares inside stories and life adventures with another amazing member of the church choir. And remember, everything you need to know about the world can be learned in the church choir. Thanks for joining in on the fun, and we'll catch you next time on the Gainin' Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver.